Good morning. I am Manoj Kumar, Assistant Professor from CSE Department at Kumar Engineering College, Ghaziabad. Today, in this lecture, we will discuss about the operating system and its function. Actually, this is the fundamental topics of the programming for problem solving subject. It is included in Unit 1, where we have studied about the fundamental concepts of computer, like computer, what are different components of computer and computer's hardware. So operating system is also a topic in that particular unit. So we will learn about it, basic introduction of operating system, and what are different types of functions of operating system. Okay, so the content that I will cover in this lecture, that will be the operating system introduction and different functions of operating system. So let's start with operating system introduction. What is an operating system? Actually, operating system is a program that acts as an intermediary between a user of a computer system and the computer hardware. It means whenever we use a computer, or whenever a user work on a computer, then it interact with the operating system. So that is why operating system is known as an interface between the user and hardware. We can define operating system in several ways. Sometimes we say that operating system as an interface between the user and hardware. This is the general definition, or you can say that this is the general introduction of operating system. But technically, operating system is known as the resource allocator. Main functions of operating system is to provide different type of resource for the user process, so that user process can execute on the computer system. Okay, so in general, we simply say that operating system is an interface between the user and hardware, because when we purchase a laptop or computer system from a shop, then it is just a hardware. At first, to make our computer system ready for use, we have to install operating system on it. Okay, so once the operating system is installed, after that we install different type of application software that we use. Okay, so that is why operating system is known as a fundamental platform or basic platform, or you can say that it is a interface. Okay, so what is the goal of operating system? Operating system goal is execute a user program and make solving user problem easier. And second one is the make the computer system convenient for use. If we don't have operating system on our computer system, then how can we use the application software? So operating system is the basic requirement, because operating system provide the working platform for the use of application software. Okay, so to work on our computer system, it is necessary that operating system must be installed on your computer system. Ultimately, the goal of operating system is to execute the user program. It means provide different type of resources which are required or which are necessary in order to execute a program. Okay, these resources are maybe of memory resource, processor resource, okay, input and different type of input and output resource. And operating system is a piece of software that manages the allocation of computer hardware. Similarly, different type of computer hardwares like the memory, input output devices, so which are required for the execution of a particular process. So operating system manages all those hardware and manage the allocation of all those hardware to the different users program. Okay, and the coordination of hardware must be appropriate to ensure the correct working of the computer system and prevent user program from interfering with the working of the system. Okay, it means whenever more than one program or process are executing in our computer system, then different programs require different kind of resources. Okay, so operating system also ensure that the execution of these different process may be independent from each other. It means working of one process should not affect the working of another process. So operating system also ensure this. Okay, next, the main task of operating system carried out the allocation of resources and different type of services. As I already told you that when we when a user program is submitted, then in order to execute the user program, at first is required the memory resource. If the program is not available in main memory, then CPU will not fetch it and it will not execute. Okay, so first requirement is memory resource should be available to the process. Okay, once the memory resource is available, it means once the user process has been loaded into main memory, then it will wait for the allocation of the processor or allocation of the CPU, so that CPU can fetch it and execute it. Okay, so these are different type of resources like memory resource, processor resource, and once the processor has been allocated and execute a particular process, then the execution result should be displayed on the output device or monitor. So again, the allocation of the monitor or output device should be available to the process. Okay, so these are different type of resources. You can say that memory devices, input output devices, processor, and information. So allocation of such type of resource is the task of the operating system, or operating system provides such type of services to the user process. Here, what is the meaning of information? Actually, resources are of two types. First one is the physical resource, and second one is the logical resources in context to execution of a particular process, like the memory, CPU, input output device. These are the physical resources. But suppose if there is a program that required the information, or that required the input from another file stored on your computer system, so that particular file is a logical resource, okay, from which your program required some kind of information or some kind of input, you can say that. So this is the task of an operating system, to provide all the logical and physical resources to the user process. This is the conceptual view. Actually, this is the lowest layer. Lowest layer is the hardware layer, then software, and then the user. Okay, we can say that in general, the lowest layer is the hardware layer. Okay, where the which consists of different type of hardware components of a computer system. In order to make ready your computer system, at first you need to install on it operating system, OS. This is the second layer, OS. Okay, once the operating system has been installed, after that you need to install the device driver. Actually, what happened nowadays, the operating system which are coming in the market, or the latest version of operating system like Windows, Linux, they also include the code of device driver. Okay, so there is no need to install device driver separately in the present time. Once we install the Windows like Windows 8, Windows 10, then our device driver is installed automatically. But in the old version of Windows, or old version of most of operating system, the device driver was not a part of operating system. So first we install the operating system. After that, we need to install the device driver. Device driver is a software that make a device active, and each device attached to our computer system has a specific device driver. So after that, we need to install the device driver. Okay. This is but in the present time we don't need to install device driver, because they are the part of the operating system. Once the operating system has been successfully installed on our computer system, then we don't install device driver. Okay, now so this hardware part basically consists of the processor, RAM, main memory, input output devices, and after that we install the operating system, which basically coordinate and manage these hardware resources. And this is the system software or application software. It means once the this is the our device driver. Okay. Okay, so once the device driver is installed or operating system is installed, after that our computer system is ready for use. Now generally a user work on a specific type of software. That software is known as the application software. For example, MS Office. If you want to work on MS Word, MS PowerPoint. Okay, so once operating system is installed, after that we install the application software on it. Okay, we can install application software, or we can also install some other system software. Okay, so what is difference? But here two terms are used, application software and the system software. Application software are the software which are basically designed and developed to perform the task of a specific domain, like the hospital management system. So hospital management system is a software which is designed and developed to perform all the activities related to the hospital domain. In the same way, library management software. Library management software basically designed and developed to perform the activities or tasks related to the libraries, like book issue, book return, calculation of find and finding a particular, searching a particular book information. Okay, so such type of operation of software which are used to which are designed and developed to solve a particular problem, or which are designed and developed to manage the task of a particular domain, those are known as the application software. So once the operating system is installed successfully, after that we install the application software on which we have to work. And we can use also the system, install also the other system software. System software are the software which are basically provide the support for the application software, or which are required for the working of the application software, like compiler. Compiler is an example of system software, and the best example of system software is an operating system. Operating system is a type of system software and its main task is to provide the support, provide the services to the application software or to the user program. Okay. So once the application software is installed on our computer system, then user will interact with the application software, open the application software, and will start to work on the application software. Okay. So this is the conceptual view of our computer system. Our computer system basically consists both hardware and software. In hardware, there are different hardware components like processor, RAM, input-output devices, and in software, there are two types of software in our computer system: system software and the application software. The best example of system software is operating system, and application software are the software which is used for a specific purpose, like it may be the library management, hospital management, MS Office. Okay, and user generally interact with the application software, generally work on the application software. So this is the whole conceptual view of our computer system. Okay, every general purpose computer consists of the hardware, operating system, system program, and application program, as I already discussed it. User and user who use work on the computer system. Who is user? User is a person who work on the computer system, who use the application software or who use the computer system. System software is a type of software that provides support or platform to execute the application software which is required for the working of application software, and operating system is the best example of system software. Next, application software. Application software is designed and developed for a specific purpose. The application software consists of business program and database program. Okay, business program means which is used by a organization to solve to perform its activity, or to perform its operation, or to perform its day-to-day task. Okay, operating system is a program that control the executions of the application program, and as I already discussed that it acts as an interface between the user of a computer and the computer hardware. Hardware consists of memory, CPU, ALU is known as the arithmetical logical unit, which is basically used to perform the mathematical operation like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and it also performs some logical operation like logical AND, logical OR. Okay, and different type of input output devices, storage devices, all of these are the example of the hardware. Next, every computer must have an operating system to run the other program, as we have already discussed it. The operating system coordinates the use of hardware among the various system program and application program for various users. As in the previous slide, I have already discussed that if there are more than one process in our computer system, then different process require different kind of resources, and and it is the responsibility of the operating system to allocate the resources to those users program. Next, operating system is designed to serve two basic purpose. First one, it control the allocation and use of the computing system, various users and tasks. It provide the interface between the users and the computer. Next one, this is the conceptual view. We have already discussed this in this slide. We will discuss about the functions of operating system. Okay, so what are basic functions of operating system? First function is the memory management. Memory is the basic requirement of a particular program. In order to execute a program, that program must be loaded in main memory or must be available in main memory. Okay, So this is the responsibility of the operating system to provide the memory space or to load the user program into memory. So in context to memory management, what type of activities operating system perform? Operating system basically keep the track of how many memory is available at a particular instant of time. Okay, suppose there are more than one process running in our computer system, then each process use certain amount of memory. So operating system keep track that at a particular instant of amount, how many memory is in use and how many memory is freely available. Okay, so that a newly arrival process can be allocated the memory space. Now, after that, once a process has been completed, then this is the responsibility of operating system to deallocate the memory space from the completed process so that that memory space can be allocated to new process. Okay, so in multi-programming environment, operating decide the order in which they are the process will be loaded into main memory. Okay, so in context to memory management, operating system allocate the memory space to the process, deallocate the memory space from the completed process, and keep the track of how many memory is available at a particular instant of time and how many memory is in use. Okay. Next, second functions of the operating system is process management. What is so in order to understand the process management, at first it should be clear to us that what is process, what is the difference between program and process. Actually, process is a program, but it is a active program. It means once your process is in your program is on hard disk, it is not loaded in main memory, then this is known as the program. Once after that, once your program is loaded in main memory and it is ready for the execution, or it is under the execution of the CPU at a particular instant of time, then that program is in active state. Okay, so at that time the term process is used for that program. So process is an active entity where program is a passive entity. So process is nothing but it is a program in execution. Okay, a program in active state is known as the process. So what are different tasks or what are different activities that the operating system perform in context to process management? Okay, so in multi-programming environment, the operating system decide the order in which the process have access to the processor. It means multi-programming environment is an environment whenever more than one program are available in main memory or more than one program are there in main memory waiting for the allocation of the CPU or waiting for the execution. So in that case, the order in which that program will be executed, that is decided by the operating system. It means basically different type of CPU scheduling algorithms are there. Operating system use different type of CPU scheduling to allocate the processor to the process. Once the process, actually what happen, when the process is submitted to the system and loaded into main memory, then a queue is formed. And that queue is known as the ready queue. Suppose there are 4 processes P1, P2, P3 and P4. Okay. So at a particular instant of time, if 4 processes are available in main memory and we have to execute these 4 processes, so what will be the order of execution? It means at first we will process 1 will be start to execute, or process P3 start to execute, or process P4 start to execute. So in which order these processes will be executed, that order is known as the scheduling. Okay, so every operating system use the CPU scheduling algorithms to decide the order of execution of the process. Okay, and other task that the operating system can perform in context to process management, like operating system can also create new process, a sub process, or you can say that operating system also create the child process. Okay, and when the process has been completed, then it may deallocate the CPU from the process, allocate the process CPU to the process. Okay, so these are some tasks in context to the process management. Next, device management. In our computer system, several type of devices are attached there. So operating system also keep the track of all devices attached to the computer system, and it manages all the devices. Like there is a function in our control panel, device manager. So device manager is a module that corresponding to the device management. Next, Fourth function of operating system is the secondary storage management. Secondary storage means hard disk. Hard disk, actually in our computer system there are two type of storage unit: primary storage unit or secondary storage unit. Primary memory unit or primary storage unit are basically the ROM. RAM is basically used to load the program in main memory, or RAM is basically used to load the program, and once the program is loaded into RAM or in main memory, RAM is also known as the main memory. So after that, CPU can fetch the program from main memory and start the program. But RAM is non-volatile. It means once your computer system has been switched off, then all the data that will be that was available in RAM, that will be erased. Okay. But when we have to store the data for future purpose, or when we have to store the data permanently, in that case we use the secondary storage, and it means hard disk. Okay. So in context to the hard disk, when we need to access the data from the hard disk, then different type of disk scheduling algorithms are used. So that disk scheduling algorithm are basically used by the operating system to access the data from the disk. So in context to disk management or secondary storage management, operating system also keep the track of how many space is available on the hard disk, and how many space is currently in use from the hard disk, and different type of disk scheduling are also used by the operating system to access the data from the hard disk. Okay. Next, fifth function of the operating system is the job accounting. Job accounting means at a particular instant of time, how many processes are running in our computer system, or how many tasks are running in our computer system. So operating system keep the tracks of all those processes. Okay. In our computer system, you say a module task manager. So task manager basically corresponding to the job accounting, which basically in task manager we simply check that how many processes are running and what type of resources are using by those processes. Okay. So this is the job accounting function of the operating system. And next is the security. Operating system also provide the security to our computer system or to user program. Actually, when we start our computer system, then there are different type of account. Like it may be the admin account, it may be the student account, it may be the guest account. So in order to work on a computer system, at first we need to log in, and we have to enter the correct password. Once the correct password has been entered, then only after that a particular user can work on the computer system. So this login and password facility provided by the operating system keep our computer system safe. It means only authorized or legitimate user can access or can use the computer system. So through the login ID password facility, operating system keep the safe to our computer system. Apart from it, firewall is nowadays is also a part of the operating system. Firewall is installed in our computer system, or you can say that once the operating system is installed and firewall is activated, in that case it keep our computer safe from the network related attacks. Okay. And in the present time, most of the operating system or latest version of most of operating system also include a module for the security purpose, or like for the antivirus purpose. Like in case of Windows, there is the Microsoft Security Essential. Okay, so if our Microsoft Security Essential is updated, then it keep safe our computer system, or you can say that the files stored on our computer system from the antivirus related attack. Okay. So providing the security to computer system, or providing the security to the information or file stored on our computer system, is also a functions of the operating system. Next, sixth one is the error detection. Suppose we are working on our computer system, and during the working, if there are any kind of error, like it may be some kind of hardware failure, or it may be due to the unavailability of the required resource, or unavailability of the required file, then in that case operating system provide a suitable error message to the user, so that user can know that what is the reason behind this error, or you can say that what is the reason why my task is not working. Okay. So this is also the task of the operating system. This is also the functions of operating system, that it monitor your computer system during the working, and if there is any kind of error, it may be the hardware failure, it may be the unavailability of the files, or it may be any other error, then operating system provide us a suitable error message, okay, to the user, so that user can take appropriate action to resolve that particular error. Next, eighth function of operating system, eighth function is networking and internet support. Okay, if we want to connect our computer system to a network, then suppose you have to use the internet, you have to send a particular email, okay, or you want to connect your computer system to a local area network. So in order to that, different type of protocols are required. Okay, so in order to connect your computer system with a network, whatever supporting networking protocols are required, they are supported by the most of the operating system. So operating system also support different types of resources, different type of protocol which are required for the networking purpose, or you can say that which are required for information sharing purpose, or which are required to transfer the information from one place to another place, like the TCP/IP. TCP/IP is the base of the computer networks. Okay, so most of the operating systems support the TCP/IP protocol. Okay, when we assign a IP address to our computer system, then different type of different type of techniques are required, or you can say that the basic protocol that support for the IP address, like IPv4, IPv version 4, where the IP address of 32 bits. So our operating system must support this. Until and unless operating system doesn't support this protocol, we are not able to connect with a internet. Okay, so this is also supported by the operating system. So different type of networking protocols which are required which are required in order to connect our computer system with a network, then that's protocol basically supported by the operating system. Okay, so these are the references. So in this today in this lecture, we have discussed about the operating system and its function. Okay.